I saw a video yesterday, a small clip about how some of the cities in the world where certain movements is taking place, where people are like gathering together and removing the pavements, the city pavements of the concretes or the roads or whatever they have built in excess, and with the idea that there is not enough space for even the water to soak into the land. The connection with the land is missing. It is all covered, paved, and well laid, and the connection with the land is missing. The life that needs to come on the land is missing. So they've been like undoing the concrete blocks, concrete things, or the roads on in certain places wherever they find space, and then this movement is like replacing some greenery on those areas. But that's a kind of funny act, isn't it? uh, yes, whatever little thing that they want to do it, they should do it. But what about like the every kilometer of roads that is being there? I think if you can simply put a number easily, like hundreds of kilometers of roads or pavements or new floorings or the new concretizing of the world is happening every day, right? So which will bring a much more sensible and a much more impactful uh, uh, change in the world? What do you think? Whether like addressing this, every day creating like hundreds and hundreds of kilometers of new roads and new concrete yeah, floorings and everything on the surface of the planet, whether slowing down or bringing down a concrete plan about how far we can extend this, how far we are going to reuse the existing already made paved areas. How so in addressing this, whether we will have big impact or going and digging out a small like 100 square feet or 200 square feet of areas and bringing in something, this is what, like I call it as a cosmetic solution, okay, for the people to see, okay, something is like something all of a sudden is happening. So it feels like it gives you a sense of a lot of happening, but it is not really happening. It doesn't bring in any big change. If you see the clip, you will understand, some little whatever like decorative plants and stuff like that on the roadsides and these kind of things being created. I don't think this is going to bring in any big impact, unless a small little satisfaction. This is what the human beings are trying to do. There is a real problem and they are trying to appease themselves with some kind of cosmetic solutions like this, uh, imagining that they're addressing the solution and they want to continue like that forever. Okay, we are kind of addressing the solution every stage, every sphere of life. It is like this, whether it comes to your health or education or whatever it is you take. You see, this is the approach that human beings have taken up because of the very short-sightedness. The vision is not long enough to see and address the source of the problem. Where is the origin of the problem, and how do we address the origin of the problem or control it or regulate it or adjust it in such a way that as it is needed for the times of the day to day? Instead of doing that, instead of having the courage to address that, whatever kind of like support or the majority or whatever needs to happen for that, that is not happening. Instead, we are doing so many other things. And big organizations like United Nations or nations and the governments should think in these terms. Whatever activity, whatever new things that you are launching every day, a new car or a new roads or new everything, anything that human beings artificially creating and bringing into the mass markets or the commercializing, they should think about like what is going to happen 100 years after. Just imagine, are we not having that capability when we are having so much capability to send out satellites, rockets, and going to other planets and everything? Do you think we do not have this brain to just visualize whatever we are starting today? What is it going to happen in 100 years or 200 years? We are just thinking about like, next 20 years, 15 years, or 10 years, what benefits we'll reap. And that is why we are landing in such a huge problem. Like, for example, fossil fuel is a greatest example, right? Just how much, like 50, 60 years of like major commercial use, or like it started about 100 or 120, 30 years, right? So when it was going such a huge scale massive production, Nobody bothered to like estimate what is going to happen, but after 50, 60 years now we are in a big knot, like how to come out of it nobody knows. Like, is there really a way that we can live without the fossil fuels? No, we haven't found a solution, and we are like coming up with alternate solutions. Once again, those are again like going to be another big massive problem in the coming few decades, and this is the kind of solutions we are having. Yeah, I'm just talking about the electric or the whatever alternate energies that we are planning here, in whether it is atomic or the electric or whatever it is, in natural, solar, whatever it is. Okay, have we zoomed out and saw what is going to happen after 100 years or 200 years? Do you think that is still sustainable? You only think the sustainable only in terms of next 5 years or 10 years. Okay, I'm moving on from one problem. Okay, I'm moving away from a problem, you're considering it as sustainable. Okay, I'm not doing that problem, and you don't become sustainable. What you're doing as an alternate today is should also not create anything as a build up as a bigger problem in the coming years. So who should look at all these things? So United Nations and the people who are at, we have created organizations like that which can like look at these things internationally and see. But I think such organizations have very very less power, I think, in terms of like what they can insist or what they can ask nations to do. So this is something very very important that we as human beings need to come together and look at it, how we want to conduct the lives on this planet in the coming decades.